What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Three Wide Podcast. I'm Ethan Reich, and I'm joined by one of my two other co-hosts.
Bryan.
The other one can't make it today. He has something to do for school, but we're gonna get into a little bit about ourselves. So, we are both pretty avid Formula One fans. No, I am not a Red Bull fan. I just really like the shirt. I'm a McLaren fan and a Lando Norris fan. And what
I'm
about
definitely a Ferrari fan. Definitely a Ferrari fan.
you? We could tell.
Definitely, hands down.
And who's your favorite driver?
Ooh, I'm definitely Charles Leclerc. Definitely on the grid. Definitely Charles Leclerc.
That's weird. I thought your favorite was George Russell a couple weeks ago.
No, I mean, honestly, Ferrari's strategy was like a Mercedes strategy. Then they would be doing well this season. But honestly, it's probably a Charles Leclerc fan for me.
I hear that. Alright, so obviously this past weekend we had the Belgian Grand Prix take place. Pretty great race, honestly. Lap 1, we had some crazy incidents, starting with the Fernando Alonso versus Lewis Hamilton incident. Very funny if you watched it live. Not funny if you're a Hamilton fan, but the radio message that Alonso gave to Hamilton was quite intense. And
He was flying. He was flying. That lap was a flying lap right there for Lewis. Flying lap for Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't see the race, Hamilton basically left Alonso no space on the inside.
Close me the door on the outside.
Yeah, he closed the door, and Hamilton mounted Alonso, and kind of his car endoed sort of thing, and
What an idiot.
and his whole floor of the car was messed up and had to retire. His whole axle and pretty sure the underbody of his car was messed up. So we had to retire. And Fernando Alonso with another iconic line after that. Me initially I was kind of mad at Fernando because I was like, ooh, I posted on my Instagram story minutes prior to
Actually? Wait, did you actually?
Yeah, I posted on my Instagram story minutes before. I'm like, Lewis, today's your day. I was like, it's your day, King.
It was not his day.
Minutes later,
it was not his
turned into a plane. I was like, oh no, what did I do? So at first I was like, damn, Fernando, why didn't you do this? Why'd you do this? You completely ruined Lewis's race. But then, I saw the replay, and Lewis gave him absolutely no space. He had nowhere to go. That was all Fernando's fault.
Nowhere to be found.
What do you think of that incident?
Honestly, what an idiot. Closing the door on the outside. I mean, we had a mega start, but this guy only knows how to drive and start at first. I mean, that message there just speaks for itself, mate, you know? I mean, closing the door on the outside, that is pretty painful to see, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
That was.
How could you blame Alonso for that? You cannot blame Alonso for that. I mean, he really did have a mega start right there.
I don't blame him anymore. It was kind of a 5-second thing. I saw Lewis have a pretty good start, and then they crashed, and I was like, oh, come on, Fernando, this is Lewis's race. First race after the break, I thought Lewis was gonna bring it. I thought he was going to take it home. I even posted on my Instagram story. I was like, today's your day.
Oh, shit.
And I think because of the expectations I put on Lewis, I was kind of really upset at Fernando. But, we move. That Red Bull, though, not the guy I'm wearing, but the shirt I'm wearing, that number, I was going to say 33, but he's not 33 anymore. That number 1 car, god damn is he fast. Verstappen. Let's talk about him for a little bit. What did he start? P14, and I think end of lap 1 he was P8.
Yeah.
What a flying start he got, and I think lap 12 or 13 he was P1 and checked out of the race, completely went.
Yeah, my guy sent it since the beginning. He was sent that. Honestly, that was the fastest Red Bull I've seen in a while, and I mean in a while.
I mean,
because that was something else right there. That was something else.
it
That
just
Red Bull was just unnatural today. It was unnatural.
it just looks like
So fast.
it just looks like he's playing F1 2022 on 0% AI, and it's just too easy for
Definitely.
him. If you didn't think the championship was over back like before Belgium, like if you thought it was like the championship wasn't over in like Hungary and France,
It's definitely over now, mate. It's
know
definitely over now.
Yeah, like there's nobody's catching that guy on track in the standings. No one's catching Verstappen. I think if Verstappen finishes fourth like every race, he won't.
I think if he finishes last every race, he doesn't even have to come to the races anymore. That's it. Like, he just won.
When you do a
I mean-
360 and your championship rival passes you, and you still beat him by 10 seconds,
10.
you're
Probably
you're,
more.
You're gonna win the Grand Prix, the championship. Yeah, to see how
Dude,
quick
I
he
mean-
was and how consistent he was. Like I feel like
That's
last year
that's why that's why
we
he
saw,
has his own song. You know why he has his own song, right?
Yeah.
This entire season's literally proving why he has his own
Yeah,
song.
but
Super Max. Literally Super Max.
I think last year he was so fixated on Hamilton. He kind of had that chip on like that. I think they call it the monkey on
Yeah.
the back to get that first championship to really prove like how good you are. He kind of overdrove at points.
Yeah.
I think this Verstappen is the best Verstappen we've ever seen. Like he's so confident in that car. He knows when to push, when not to push, when to overdrive, when not to overdrive. I mean, he is Mr. Consistent right now in terms of top 3. I think
I mean, yeah, but again,
think
it's like
you put him in 16th and you bet him to win the race at this rate, especially going into the next race. I think you bet.
definitely. But again, last year he was attacking the championship, and this year he's playing a different game. He is defending his championship, which honestly, I mean, against Ferrari's strategist, he doesn't really need to do much defending.
That's to my point. Like I feel like last year he was so fixated on Hamilton. Like, okay, I need to beat this guy in order to win, and he did that. Now he's kind of like the top dog. Like he's like, people coming after me. Now I have to be like Hamilton, be more conservative of how I am because one mistake and it could be over.
Yeah,
That's not the case.
definitely.
Though. But next race is Zandvoort, and Max is born Dutch.
Gonna win again.
And he's going to his Dutch race. So, if you thought the fans were crazy in Belgium, just wait till next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday. I think it's a safe bet to put your mortgage on Max Verstappen to win this race, unless some freak for engine power unit failure happens. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. I actually have some news for you that I don't think you know about Mr. Charles Leclerc. I did some research, and early on in the race, Max Verstappen's visor shield, you know how they tear it off during the race?
Yeah.
It got stuck in Leclerc's brake ducts.
Wait, how?
His car picked it up during the Belgian Grand Prix. His car picked it up early on, and that's what forced him to make that early pit stop. They didn't know what it was. That's what cost them the positions. And that messed up the brake sensor, meaning the pit limit sensor, which is why I got the penalty. That is unlucky if you've ever
That is
Poor
seriously
Leclerc,
unlucky,
man.
mate.
Poor Leclerc. I mean, let's talk about them for a minute. Do you think Ferrari, after such a high expectations in the first half of the season, which they deserve because that car is really fast, to the numerous mess-ups by the strategists and the drivers themselves, Carlos Sainz earlier on, now Leclerc, you would think Ferrari are going to come back with a vengeance and, give their everything this race, but was it back to the old Ferrari in Belgium?
I mean, I hope that they do come back, because after that embarrassment, I wouldn't be coming back. Because, honestly, I mean, what are we doing here? The strategists are the racers themselves. I mean, Charles Leclerc is his own strategist. Carlos Sainz is his own strategist.
Bro,
I mean,
do you know what's crazy?
department-
The strategist is asking Leclerc questions as he's going through Pouan.
And then he's saying question.
that fast left to the bus
Yeah.
stop chicane. He's
Mhm.
like, "What should we do?" You
Question,
should know
and then he
what to
says
do.
question.
You're the strategist.
I don't think they got hired to be the strategist because honestly
What were they
speaking,
hired as?
I
The
mean
head
the questions
chefs?
that they ask, probably. I mean they probably make better head chefs than strategists because I'm not gonna lie, the strategies that they do, I've seen better strategists
Bro,
from kindergartners,
I
and
just
they don't
look at
even know anything
like
about the
I don't know
Formula
how
One.
Leclerc is not like fuming. Like Hamilton is so great because he's had so many strategy like offers by a strategist, but Hamilton said no. I'm gonna stay out on these tires and risk and not give up track position and go to the end of the Grand Prix. 80% of the time, that is the right call, and he wins the race. The
Yeah, yeah,
Norris
definitely.
tried that, didn't work in Russia last year, but
Yeah,
that's beside the case. For Charles to go to the next level, I feel it's inevitable that he needs to be more aggressive when it comes to like his strategist and the team around him, because if he's just playing into what they have to say and not taking action for himself, he's gonna continue to struggle compared to Max, because at the end of the day there's so much data or whatever, but he's the driver. He should know the car better than any computer, any personnel in that team. The more he relies on his team and less on himself, the more Max and Lando and Lewis and even his teammate are going to continue to rise, and he's continued to teeter.
yeah. To be fair, given I gotta give all the respect to Charles Leclerc, but honestly, Lewis does have the experience. I mean, seven-time Formula One world champion. He does have the experience to back himself up with 103 wins. I mean, he knows the calls to make, not to make. I mean, he's definitely like lost championships because of like, let's say, poor calls. So he really learns about it. I mean, when he beats this car back in like what 2007 in China,
China,
I
yeah.
mean, he really learned from all those mistakes. But Charles Leclerc, he just doesn't have that experience yet, you know? And but he's getting there. He's getting there for sure.
He
But
is,
honestly, what's the point of driving a Ferrari if you don't have the Ferrari to back you up? I mean,
for
the
sure.
car is phenomenal. The where strategy? Where strategy? There's no strategy.
There's
How
no
can you have a
strategy, and
driver?
then the driver doesn't
There's no
know the
synergy.
strategy.
There's no
Yeah,
synergy.
there
Exactly.
was a huge disconnect between. I think that's the key issue. There's a huge disconnect between authority. You know, when you're getting asked
Yeah.
questions during the race, going through Blanchimont at 170, 180 miles an hour, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
That team, I think, needs a serious rethink of and a reshift of power. And
For sure.
Charles needs to take some accountability in the fact that he needs to make the calls at the end of the day. And if he doesn't feel like
I
something's
mean,
right,
he
he has to.
he really. I mean, he really like he should be doing that, but he shouldn't be doing it as much as he's required to. I mean, when you drive for a world-class team, you'd expect to have the calls made for you, the right calls made for you, not just some clown charade show,
Honestly,
which
too,
is going on.
Charles reminds me a lot like early Max Verstappen in the
Yeah,
sense that when Max was like floundered or there's like a challenge to him, he would overdrive the car and like bin it when he had a pretty good
yeah,
result on the way. That's what I'm seeing from Leclerc. It's happening less and less. But France, for example,
yeah,
some challenges over like pressure got to him, bin the car. Even
yeah,
Sainz back in
definitely.
Australia, pressure got to him, bin the car. You know, there has to be a level of consistency. And although the Ferrari strategists are not the best and are 80% responsible for this, the drivers have to take some accountability as well. I mean, Leclerc,
Yeah,
he should be in contention with Verstappen this year. Same with Sainz. In
he
that
was. He was, and he was doing good in the first half of the year, but then here
strategy
goes the
did
strategist.
strategy did mess him up, and yeah, but also Leclerc made a couple of bad mistakes, particularly in France.
Yeah,
That crash was, it's overdriving the car. Um, things you can't do when against Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton, Leclerc is lucky he isn't that good this season because of his car. And another piece of information for you, Sainz has finished ahead of Leclerc 8 of the last 9 races.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty, telling of. I feel like Science is a lot more, um, like
I mean, he fights his
for
engineers. He goes head to
lack of
head
a
with
better
them,
word,
and he
passionate
has
about
every.
his driving. He's quick to
Yeah.
say like to stop inventing, and I believe that was Spain.
That no, that was I think after Spain.
Whatever race that was, he was like
After Silverstone. That was after Silverstone. Forgot what that was.
whatever race that was.
Yeah.
He's quick to go to his gut, and it's worked. He's the last couple of races been on form, been the much better driver of the two, by far. Much more consistent. I think he's top 3 most of the time. He was quick and hungry. He was really fast in France. Really, really fast in France.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's also getting to Leclerc. The fact that, yeah, he's had all these struggles, but why isn't his teammate having that many of late? His teammate's doing pretty good. The car isn't as quick as Red Bull. It
It's
should.
debatable. I mean,
It used to be
they're
early in the
about
season,
even.
but Red Bull upgrades.
They're about Red
took
Bull
them a
upgrades,
different
yeah, but
level.
they're still they're about the same. I mean, the Ferrari does have definitely better handling.
I wouldn't say
corners,
about the
but
same. That Red Bull is, especially that number 1 Red Bull.
Straight line speed, yeah, but on
Gone.
the turns, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, looking into Zandvoort, I'm expecting a max win,
Probably gonna be a 1-2 Red Bull.
most likely. Any dark horses for you in this race?
I mean, I could have like 3 predictions. Honestly, I'm gonna give these 3 race predictions that Charles Leclerc will finish top 3.
Okay,
Top 3, I'm thinking.
I like that.
Both Ferraris gonna be in top 5, and I want to say that. I mean, aside from the Red Bull 1-2 finish, maybe Hamilton like P4.
That would be a pretty good result for him, I think, regarding his recent
But then
form.
Mr. Consistency George, though. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I'm a bit of a George fan, too.
And this is gonna take us into the next topic I want to talk about. Pierre Gasly better get his shit together. Pierre Gasly better get his shit together. He better become the Pierre Gasly of last year, because here's what I think. I think a dark horse I think Yuki's up there. I think Yuki's been a little better than Pierre this season. And I think Red Bull might be more on the path of Yuki than Gasly right now. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I have a sneaky suspicion that Piastri might end up in AlphaTauri, and in a couple years we'll be
Piastri?
and in a couple years we'll be wearing
In
this shirt.
AlphaTauri?
But in a couple years we'll be wearing this shirt with
Nah,
Max Verstappen
I
as
don't
teammate.
know. I don't know about that.
That's my sneaky suspicion.
I don't know.
Is it the most likely? No. Would it be sick if it happens? Yeah.
It would be sick, but I just don't see him being a Red Bull driver. I mean, honestly, he should have probably just went with the Alpine deal, seeing how quick
who's his manager?
Mark Webber, but still, I mean,
The signs are there. The signs are there. Think about it, bro.
yeah, I mean,
Think about it.
yeah, but still, he should have then went to the Red Bull Academy to begin with. I mean, he should have went into the Red Bull Academy.
He might have thought differently. He might have thought. He might not got. Did he even get an offer? That the Red Bull Academy is stacked.
True. But here's the thing: he should have honestly just went for the Alpine.
He's been in Alpine for 4 years. He's been in the Academy for 4 years.
He should have just stayed with Alpine, work his way up, then transfer over in like a few years. Because honestly, he just decided to go for McLaren, or not even for McLaren. We don't know where he's going. He could end up driving for Haas for all we know, which would be really stupid. But no, I think he'll probably end up driving for McLaren, which is stupid because McLaren is just does not have the pace. Doesn't have anything at this point. I mean, Lando pushes like an animal. But that's
we're gonna talk about McLaren, but for right now, I want to talk about this Piastri saga. The whole driver market in itself. with Mick cutting ties, I think that blows the whole thing out of proportion and completely open. That's why I think Gasly might be on the chopping block here. I really think so. I really think Piastri might be on AlphaTauri next year. I really do, because Gasly has
But who
not
would they
been.
replace? Because Gasly's contract is only due till 2023. And Yuki, I
I'm thinking.
don't know when Yuki's active.
I'm thinking, Gasly might be in a Haas. That's what I'm thinking.
Gasly and a Haas.
And,
That's
and
really...
Mick might take the Alpine seat. Or Ricardo.
Gasly and a Haas.
Because it's still
So you're
unsure if Ricardo will get a seat. I think if he were to get a seat, I think Haas is the number one. Just because of the whole, like, ex-boyfriend reunion with the girl, you know what I mean? Like, Ricardo going back to Alpine. I don't know if they want that anymore. I don't know if they do. He's not been anything like himself. Why?
True.
But
And
also,
now that everyone sees that,
Mick has a lot more potential than Ricardo.
For
Mick has had some
sure,
pretty
for
good
sure.
results. Not necessarily of late, but he had a span of like 3 straight points, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think this...
For sure.
I think Ricardo might be done in Formula 1. He might be. That's not even, like... I don't think he...
I just feel like he has to find his groove, though. I mean, man looks like he lost his groove. He just needs his groove back. And honestly,
But how long is that going to take?
With a lead role in a new team, he might just get his groove back, and he might be the Ricardo that we know. But again,
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't want to give up all hope on Ricardo, but like honestly, he does look done. But still, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he could still squeeze a bit of juice out of him. But
I know Mick cut Ferrari ties, right? What I think might happen,
Ferrari cut ties with Mick.
Say the Latifi ties to Williams aren't that big and aren't that impactful.
No, they have to be big because his dad.
I know, but say Williams don't care about that. I think what might happen is Mick might go to Williams with Albon. I think that's a pretty good partnership. You don't know what the Schumachers might do to help fund that team. Who knows? I think Ricardo goes to Haas. He loves the American lifestyle. He loves things like football. He loves NASCAR. He's most likely going to do that after Formula 1. If not next year. Who knows? And then I think Gasly will go to Alpine and be with Ocon, the whole French connection, which leaves Piastri to go to either McLaren or AlphaTauri. And I think Zach Brown secretly wants his boy Colin Herta to be in McLaren next year. He's an IndyCar boy, American, because Zach Brown's American, and he races for the McLaren IndyCar team. And I secretly think he wants him in the McLaren next year.
Yeah, I don't know about how I feel about that one, because honestly, I mean, IndyCar and Formula 1, 2 different things, and...
Oh, for sure. But he's been...
transfers like that haven't necessarily been the most successful.
Car recently. Colin Herta.
Did he actually?
He did.
Really?
He did. Who knows, though? But obviously the Piastri hearings are going on. Mark Webber and his manager, ex-Red Bull guy, I believe they have a valid contract with McLaren. And Alpine are saying, no, he's with us. My question is, we all know what will happen if Alpine lose the case, where Piastri will go to McLaren, most likely. But what if they win? What happens if they win a case and they have a driver who clearly does not want to drive for them on their team? What do they do?
I mean, here's the thing, though. They got to stick with what they got. I mean, it would really be actually interesting to see how that would play out. But honestly, I feel like personally, with Alpine's pace, he should stick with Alpine. Drive for 2 years. Get like a small contract. Drive for them. And then transfer over. If shit's not working out. But right now, they're way faster than McLaren. Way better than McLaren in every possible conceivable way. So honestly, you should just stay with Alpine. Drive it out. See how it goes from there. And then do transitions. Because McLaren, everyone's transferring over because McLaren's top team. But top team isn't producing results, just like Ferraris, even though Ferrari's a front runner.
I'm in
So,
the same boat as you when
you
it comes
know,
to Alpine. I think
they are really quick. They
that
are
so
really quick.
I'm in agreement with you there. I think they have the leverage if they win the case. If they want to get rid of Piastri, he's clearly a valued target. You could probably give him
Hmm.
up for so like I'm sure Gasly wants to be in Alpine with Ocon, a fellow Frenchman, backed by a fellow French team. I'm sure Gasly would want to be there. They could potentially do a swap and get a driver who wants to drive for them in a faster car, who is experienced in Formula One and is a race winner. Let's not forget. Than a guy who's dominated every league, every junior league he's been in, but we don't know of him in a Formula One car. He's not racing anything right now. He won F2 last year, so you can't. Once you win F2, you can't race again in F2. For those of you who don't know, I think you take that bet if you're. I think it's a win-win for Alpine. I really do. I really do. They are lightning fast. They are a phenomenal team, and Alonso clearly. I don't know what he was thinking either. We have to remember they have another open seat to deal with as well, and they have another issue for Fernando Alonso. So I don't know why why drivers are disregarding Alpine. Maybe they know something we don't. But they're the fourth fastest team right now, and arguably
True.
maybe at points quicker than Mercedes. They were in Belgium, right? Like
Yeah.
around there. They were right there. I don't know. It's weird. Like, where's Fernando going? I mean, we know Fernando's going to Aston Martin, but that opens up a whole different realm of possibilities. Who's going to pair Ocon?
Yeah.
And I think that should be Gasly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, two Frenchmen on a team, that would look really,
In
really
a French
nice
team,
on
in a
the.
pretty fast car.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
You know?
But then the team is. I mean, the team would just look pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie. It would be really, really fast. They're right now fourth fastest on the grid,
Yeah,
and
easily.
it's. I mean, that would be. I'm actually picturing that right now. That would actually be a really fire
But
combination.
I think that's a win-win
really
because
fire
you get
Yeah.
Piastri into AlphaTauri. It's only a matter of time until he
I
goes in.
wouldn't necessarily think about the Piastri and AlphaTauri though.
So who's gonna take
Like having two Frenchmen on the team.
Who's gonna take Gasly's seat if Piastri's available? How will Alpine get Gasly if they don't offer anybody?
Then that would make sense to get Danny Rick into AlphaTauri. Because if you think about it, AlphaTauri is a team. It's like the garbage.
He won't go back to a Red Bull associated team. No
I mean,
way.
yeah, true.
Horner said
True.
so. Horner said he does not know that Daniel Ricciardo leaving McLaren. Figuratively, meaning like I don't know this version of Daniel Ricciardo, like so much more upbeat.
Yeah.
You know, he is nowhere near himself. I think Piastri and AlphaTauri, give him a year or two. Checo is getting up there in age. Put him next to Max. You got a team there. That's gonna be some fireworks like we've never seen in Red Bull since probably Vettel Weber. In my opinion.
Those are good times, though. I mean, yeah, that would definitely be some really good stuff. I mean, love to see that combination. It would be a really fire combination. But I don't know. They'll leave a lot of vacant seats, a lot of good options. But
it's an exciting time to be an F1 fan, especially with the whole seat market, the whole transfer market.
Yeah.
But on the topic of Daniel Ricciardo, let's talk about this McLaren team. I'm a McLaren fan, which I stated earlier. What is going on with this team? I personally feel like, yes, Ferrari have been laughed a lot, for their strategy blunders. But they're still a top 3 team consistently. I don't think they deserve I believe McLaren deserves double the amount of bullocking and getting made fun of that Ferrari do. McLaren have been outright terrible when it comes to the standards that we all expected them to achieve this year. That's just my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely not pleasant to see McLaren underperforming, but I want to say that they need serious upgrades because, like, holy shit, they are in the back of the grid. I mean, it's embarrassing to see them under 10th place, and just like I don't even know a good upgrade they brought this season. I don't even think they brought any upgrade, if we're being really honest. But I swear if they just put in a serious engine upgrade, and I mean like a serious engine upgrade or body kit upgrade or something, they could actually be doing
I
pretty
remember them
good.
having a big upgrade. I believe it was for Hungary as part of the Mercedes big upgrades. I think.
But it didn't do anything because like
It
there's
didn't.
still
It upgraded the car, but not to the level that McLaren were expecting. I'm here to tell
yeah, but
you,
like still
in my
they
opinion, Lando Norris is the best driver on this grid. I will stand on that mountain until I die. Yes,
I'll have to debate you on that one because honestly I think that Charles is because I mean
what I've seen
some
Lando do in that
absolute
car
spectacular things.
is remarkable. He should be nowhere near the top 6 or top 5.
True,
But he's there
true, for
every
sure.
race. You put him in that Red Bull, I guarantee you, him and Max are having equal points around there. Lando
Yeah,
is
that would be a
is
fight of the century.
crazy, good-looking, quick, consistent driver who, what we say about Charles, how he should be more aggressive when it comes to the strategy calls, that's Lando. It didn't work out last year in Russia, but it's worked out a little more this year. Staying on tires when told not to do so. Retaining track position. I personally think Lando, again, is the best driver in this grid and does not deserve the car he's in a good way.
Yeah, no,
He
definitely
needs to
for
be in a
sure.
quicker car. And for
ASAP.
how good
ASAP.
they were last year, this was a complete atrocity of a season for McLaren so far.
Yeah.
Maybe they could pull it around these last couple races and overtake Alpine, but that window was closing fast, and I mean fast.
Yeah. I mean, they just don't have the pace. They just don't have the pace. Danny Rick isn't doing anything. I mean, some of the calls that they make, it's just
Astonishing.
it's all circling back on them in the most not pleasant ways. And I mean, they've been competitive throughout the years. As a Ferrari fan, I would know that they were definitely competitive. But
Last year they were
it's like
basically equal with them, right neck and neck
they
with
were.
Ferrari.
They were, but like right now, it's reminding me of McLaren during the 2015 through 2018 stages, which was
I
not
wouldn't say
good
it's
at
that
all.
bad, but it could get there. It could get there.
It's sort of getting there. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's moments where AlphaTauri is outperforming both drivers, which
What was it? I
is
think Saudi
should
Arabia,
not
they
be
came
the
like
case.
12th and 13th, something like that, like completely out
Yeah,
of the points.
probably lower, I think too, because
No,
like Haas
they've
was up
definitely
in
come lower
Haas was
before.
top 10.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's just I couldn't believe the things I was seeing from them. Danny Rick
yeah,
is
not McLaren
nowhere.
like at all.
I know he's won a race, but even last year, this wasn't himself most of the season, and this year he is light years away from Lando. Like they're not even in the
Yeah,
same stratosphere of talent and
yeah, for
performance right
sure.
now. Lando is getting every single millisecond and hundredth and thousandth of a second out of that car that he possibly can. Danny Rick, I mean, there's nowhere
More
near
like
him.
Danny Rip. More
Yeah,
like
Rip in
Danny
the
Rip,
chat. Yeah, Danny Rip in the chat. To
for
see
sure.
how confident and how aggressive and consistent and cool of a driver he was, what, 3-4 years ago? Even in his Renault days, looked really good.
Yeah, Renault days he looked real good, phenomenal.
Now, where is that guy gone?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, his,
the fire burnt out.
yes,
Fire
his
burned out.
car is not where it needs to be. It's not what he expected, especially coming off a good season that they had last year. But still, like, your teammate is outperforming you by some way. Like,
Not just that, the entire grid is outperforming him by some way. I mean, Guan Yu Zhou's even outperforming him,
I
and he's a
get like
rookie.
teammates outperform each other, you know, usually. Like, um, give me an example. George would always outperform Latifi and Williams, right? But that's no disrespect to him. That's Nicholas Latifi. This is Daniel Ricciardo we're talking about. Monaco race winner. I believe he's an 8-time race winner. Top 3 a couple of times in the World Championship. This is a race winner and someone who, like, was one of the most confident drivers and one of the most late breakers we've ever seen in Formula One. And he is
Yeah,
consistently, obliterated by his teammate. I don't know what to say. As a McLaren fan, I really don't know what to say.
yeah, for sure.
I expected so much.
Speechless. I mean,
I expected so much more from him and the car. The only thing I could give props to is Lando Norris for holding that team down, giving them some hope because they have a great driver.
yeah,
So,
yeah, they're blowing all their hopes away like that. I mean, it's a real shame to see them.
it is, man. But yeah, as we look into Zandvoort, it's gonna be a good race. I'm very excited to see what comes about from that.
Yep.
But yeah, man, nice talking to you as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode.
Same here.
Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, as we're gonna try and make this a weekly thing. Stream around 2 times a week and post videos of the stream that you, in case you missed, so you're caught up to what we have to say. You could reach out to us on our social media accounts, which I'll leave in the description, so you could give your opinions of what we have to say and your own opinions of what you have to say, and we'll bring them up in the next stream and video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and take care, everyone.
Alrighty.